What in the heck is happening to the LA real estate market? I'm Dave Robles with Think Real Estate. I'm going to give you a down and dirty look at the summer real estate market. And honestly, the news isn't great. But let's get started. Give you an example of where we're at right now. I recently helped a young couple purchase a home in Mount Washington. And the house sold for $1,430,000. If that house was on the market in March or April, I'm confident it would have been $1.5 million all day long, okay? And here's why. I'm going to share with you what's going on. Now, summer's usually slow. That's to be expected. People are on vacation. My Facebook feed is full of people out in Europe having a great time. Good, live it up. Well, let's talk about NELA. What's going on in the Northeast LA area? The number of listings in June were up 30%. The number of listings in July were up 25%. Escrows were down 16% year over year. That's not a great combo. Days on the market went from 21 to 36 days on the market. And right now there's a 4-month supply of housing in NELA versus a 3-month supply a year ago. So big increase. The average price per square foot is down 5%, and the average sales price is down 3.5%. So little downward pressure, which you would expect from an increase in the inventory that we've seen. Let's talk about Glendale. What's happening there? Current inventory is up 33%. This was a stat that really shocked me. The current new listings, up 61%, okay? That's a lot. That was a lot. Closings are down 10% and escrows are up 6%. Well, they better be because we've got a lot more houses to sell on the market, okay? Price per square foot up 1%. So can we say that the Glendale area is doing a little bit better than NELA? Maybe a little bit, not a whole lot. I'm not too worried about price, that 1%, but right now at this moment, things are happening, okay? It's gonna be interesting when we look back at this data, at the July and August and September data in October, because I think that's where we're gonna see a greater drop in the price per square foot that's occurring right now with houses that are entering escrow. Now, what do I think is gonna happen? Well, summer's gonna end. People will stop being on vacation. And I do believe interest rates will continue to fall. Right now they are at 6.5%, which is a year-to-date low. It's the lowest rates have been in 10 months. So that's really great news. Last week was an interesting week. We had the Fed did their meeting and they came out and they decided to keep the Fed funds rate the same. So they did not lower it at all. A day later, the jobs report came out and the July numbers were lower than expected. But something big also happened because they revised the May and June numbers down 250,000 jobs. That was a big deal. In fact, some head honcho in Washington lost his job because of it. So the jobs report is soft. And had that information been known a week earlier, a lot of people believe the Fed would have lowered their Fed funds rate. And that would really help mortgage rates. Okay, so here's something that I heard from an economist that I thought was really interesting. When rates come down, what's gonna happen? Now, clearly, and very quickly, buyer demand increases. So if we got rates down to 6.25 or, wow, 6, we would see a huge increase in buyer applications. Now, buyers become buyers overnight. They simply call their mortgage broker and they have an app in and they're getting pre-qualified and they're buyers like immediately. So they're going to buy the inventory that's on the market, and homeowners are going to say, oh my goodness, rates came down. Honey, maybe we should sell our home so we could buy our next one with a 6% mortgage rate, because that's what they've been wanting to do. So they're going to become sellers, but not so quick, okay? What's their process like? Okay, honey, let's interview 3 realtors. Let's start decluttering. Let's paint that back room. They're probably months away from being on the market. But rates dropped and buyers entered the market months ago. So there's a discrepancy there. Now, here's a crazy thought. If I was a homeowner and I wanted to time the market, and I don't believe in trying to time real estate markets. I've often said the best time to sell your home is when you need to sell it, but if you can make it happen in the spring or in the fall, that's better. January 2nd is a good month. Now, but if I was trying to time the market, this is what I would do. I would hire my realtor. I would get that house totally ready to go. I would take the photos, I'd have the realtor make the brochures and get all the marketing done and ready to go. And when rates came down to 6.25 or maybe 6, so that's the magic number, and we saw buyer demand just shoot up like it will, you can flip a switch and have your house on the market. I know that sounds crazy, but crazy times require crazy actions. And I think if anybody were to do that, they would be in the best position where they are taking advantage of that increase in buyer demand that will come. And you'll be ahead of all the people who are starting to declutter, okay? That's my sense. If you have a couple of questions about it, please reach out. Happy to share with you what might work best for your situation. Take care.